Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwartner, and welcome to our LinkedIn live stream with the famous John Guydon and Dana Williams. Welcome, Dana. Welcome, John.
Thank you.
Glad to be here, as always.
So, John, share with people why trust is so important in business today.
Well, beyond the normal stuff, right? I mean, the word trust and the idea around trust has been around for a long time, right? It's nothing new. So, however, what is new is something we call the language of trust. And the language of trust changes over time. With the introduction of technology, the introduction of innovation, also comes information superhighway. You've got access to more information at a more rapid pace than any time in history. And misinformation is also at an all-time high. So you've got a lot of bad actors out there. You've got a lot of distrust. You got a lot of folks that are skeptical online. I think everybody is skeptical online. Scams are on the rise. Spam emails on the rise. So as much as we're happy about all the good things going on, we're also cautious about all the danger it brings. And we don't want to make a bad decision, especially when it comes to our companies. So compile that on top. Right now, we're not talking about just social posts. We're talking about a B2B transaction, a decision that you're going to make that could make or break the bottom line of your company. Now you really got to figure out trust. And so it is important for leaders to understand what the language of trust is and what the aspects of them are and how to implement it into their businesses. So, yeah.
So what you're saying, really, what I'm hearing is that the amount of suspicion that people have and skepticism that people have right now is on the rise, and the ability to develop trust is lower because people need a new language. And Dana, how do you interpret this?
Yeah, so I think, as John was filling us in on that, I think we all agree that suspicion and distrust is at an all-time high, and there's reasons for that. I guess, John, one of the things that I'm thinking about is, as a senior leader that has a ton of responsibility on their, on your plate, you may agree that trust is important, but how do you get somebody to act on it? How do you get somebody to place it as another priority to address?
Well, in a way, it already is. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody inherently knows, you've heard know, like, and trust. So you've got marketing departments looking to get visibility. You've got sales departments looking to get compliance. And you've got management departments that are looking for everything under the sun. And so as important as having a good product and delivering on your promises is, trust is right up there. And you mentioned earlier about distrust and people having distrust and that being at an all-time high. It is increasing at a rate that cannot be calculated because of this wonderful thing that we're all experiencing now. And if you haven't, you've been living under a rock, is these large language models, AI, machine learning. All of these different technologies give us superpowers, but also create supervillains. Now, you can't tell the difference. A lot of times there's people that can't even tell the difference between a video created by a real person and it's just getting better. I mean, a year and a half ago, there was an AI company that was doing video and they released their version 1 of the video, and it was Will Smith eating spaghetti, and it looked ridiculous. And people laughed it off because it just looked ridiculous. He was distorted and all this, and today, fast forward to today, it is this close to being indistinguishable from the real thing.
Amazing.
That is equal parts brilliant and exciting as it is terrifying. So if you think about the good parts of what that could do, great. But you also think about all the bad things that can happen. And we have to think about that. And if you're a leader, you're a CEO, you're a CRO, you're heading up your organization and leading them into the next phase, you have to be thinking about it. And trust is going to become a hot commodity, and human is going to become a hot commodity. As machines rise, the thirst for human interaction, real human interaction, is going to be premium.
So what you're saying, authenticity is the key word. We need to keep it real. we have to work harder to earn the trust, and we need to protect that trust at all cost.
100%. I mean, it used to be, right? Good old days. You say, hey, send me a couple testimonials. We're good. We don't trust those anymore. Written testimonials? Get out of here. Oh, yeah. Well, do you have any references? It's like, well, you got a reference. It's like, do you think I'm going to give you the phone number of somebody who hates the product, who has a horrible experience? Of course, whoever I give you to call is going to sing my praises. I set the call up in the first place, right? And videos as well, right? So when you get into videos as well, again, the biggest thing is not just the authenticity of the message, but it's also what is not being seen, not being heard, not being shown. Talking about the flaws.
I love that you went there. I mean, Gerhard, you and I talk about AI all the time, but rarely do we think about the juxtaposition between the rise of AI and the impact on trust, and particularly between human beings. If we don't have trust, we don't have anything. We don't have common ground, good intent from which to build relationships. And so I love it that, you aren't necessarily, John, talking about trust in the context of 10 years ago. You're talking about it in a very sort of urgent, modern sense.
100%. 100%. It's
it's almost like if the composition of water is more diluted, so we have to swim harder, or we sink. And that is, there's so many accidents on the information highway where companies lose the trust because people lose patience with faulty technology. And when you go to a website, you have a poor experience. After 18 seconds, you're out of there and stop buying or stop subscribing or stop renewing. So the language of trust is something that I think is fundamental. We need to relearn it, and we need to listen to experts like John Guydon, who will deliver an amazing keynote at the Sales 3.0 conference. It's going to be the CRO Summit. Dana, tell us a couple of other things why people should come to Vegas on June 5th and 6th.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much as a senior sales leader or somebody in a key sort of support role within the sales organization. There's so much competing for your attention, and it's really easy to overlook the value in coming together, hearing from a diverse set of experienced speakers, and frankly, just networking with other people who are in the role every day that you are and experiencing the same challenges. But I think that if you only go to one event, this year, and you're in that sort of role, this is it. Because this is, in my view, your executive briefing on the issues that matter, particularly as it relates to growing revenue within your sales organization. And I think this conversation with John, he cut right to the heart of the issue. This gives you an excellent flavor of what to expect and how your time will be well spent, I think, if you join us at this event.
And we have two more attractions, which is the CRO of the Year Awards. You're going to rub elbows with amazing, talented, and successful people, and you can learn from their best practices. And you also meet the winners of the Revenue Enablement Excellence Awards. So I'm very excited because the Revenue Enablement Society and their members, they're all applying even as we speak. And I've seen some of the applications, and they blow me away. Those are to me, the unsung heroes. So if you're a sales enablement leader, we're going to share a link below after the broadcast so you learn where to apply. John, about something totally different. Can you freestyle rap?
No, listen, Gerhard, we got to break the cycle. Look, I rapped one time at a golf tournament, and now every time it's a whole thing. We got to break the cycle, man. Look, I can put some words together from time to time. I'll tell you like this, to all the CROs out there, if somebody requests it when I'm on stage, I will do it at the end of my keynote. Now that, I'll give you my word. I'll do it. And I'll do it on any topic, by the way. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I'll do it then. Let's leave them something to be desired. But yeah,
If you don't hear John's presentation, if you don't go to Vegas and learn about trust, your business may suffer and it may go bust.
Okay, for you, I'm giving that an A. You just look. I think you're doing fantastic.
Well, I want to let the audience know we are not adverse to having fun, and we allow people to be creative, and we want you to come and shake off the dust, get out from behind your desk, and get face to face, because nothing takes the place of face to face conversation that are authentic and where you walk away with a ton of new ideas, not just about business, but also about life.
Absolutely. I think that's a really great way to put it. I think there's something in it for everybody at each stage of this event. And I know we're busy. I know it's so easy just to focus on the day-to-day business and what it takes. But how else will you invest in yourself and grow your body of knowledge if you just don't sort of say, listen, I'm gonna go to this and I'm gonna get as much out of it as I can.
And we will publish a discount code below where you can sign up and save. John, thank you so much for doing this and for coming to Las Vegas and being on stage and sharing your research and your wisdom. You've contributed so much and achieved so much. So everybody looks up to you.
Oh, well, thanks. I'm happy to be there, and happy to spread some good positive messages for folks so they can move the needle. You know what I mean? So look, I'm happy to be there. I can't wait.
And thank you, Dana, for being the MC and gracing us with your presence.
It was a pleasure spending some time with you, gentlemen.
Thank you. We'll see you in Las Vegas.